I'm Tamara Caulder Richardson, and welcome to the Seeking Heaven channel. Well, hello. We have a special surprise for you today. I have a dear friend that's going to come in and tell you about a free, fabulous event that I happen to be speaking on her online summit, and wanted to, first of all, introduce myself. My name's Tamara Caulder Richardson. I am a 6-time near-death experiencer and international evidential medium, as well as Christ and ultra-dimensional channeler. I am a Syrian Angelic Starseed. That's a whole story. I've done over 400 hours of past life, and subscribe to my channel, to the Seeking Heaven channel. Have fantastic guests, opportunities, events. Join my soul community and share it with others. And if you like today and you want to be a part of this free event, share it with other people. So I want to talk about my friend today. She's having an event, and that would be the Multidimensional Soul, discovering our angelic and starseed connections and how they help our ascension. And I'm going to bring on Deirdre Wagner, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Deirdre. I'm going to, before I bring you on, Deirdre, let me just mention a little bit about your bio, and then I'll bring you on and I'll tell them how I personally know you. So Deirdre has a very impressive resume. She is a world-class triathlete. She ranked the 11th in the world in ultra-distance triathlons, and she's a member of the U.S. National Developmental Cycling Team. She was also the host and co-producer of her own sports TV show called Be Your Best. She did have an accident. She's going to tell you about an accident that happened when she was in a major bike race that turned into a near-death experience. She can tell you a little bit about that and her journey, her abilities, how she also realized she's a Syrian Angelic Starseed, and why she created this conference just for you. She probably created this. I'm going to bring Deirdre on this, that she knew she was, because I kept calling her, hello, Syrian sister. And so it's so good to see you, Deirdre.
You too, Tamara.
Well, I tell you what, we got to tell people how we met. Deirdre has a very impressive background. For those of you that might remember, I think it was February of last year, I was one of the co-hosts. Oh, maybe it was December of almost a year ago. And I was one of the co-hosts in the Star Beings conference for Portal to Ascension for Neil Gar. And so, I did my thing. I think I talked about being on the Galactic Federation and my experiences there, and how we're star beings and we are the leaders now. We are the Jedis with these abilities. And during that time, I was offering a superpower class. And I think, didn't you, Deirdre, connect with me because you saw me on Portal to Ascension?
Yes.
Okay. You probably was it Yoda that got you? Was it?
Yes. I saw you, I heard you talk, and I'm like, I have got to know her. She's supposed to teach me things, and we're supposed to be friends.
Well, that's what happened. And that's why when you listen to things, that's good. You just need to move forward to that next step. So you signed up for my class among other people, but I noticed right off the bat that she was incredibly gifted. She had a natural acumen to the spiritual arts, and she gravitated, and she would go for the higher level stuff. Of course, I always mention it's not always the higher level stuff. Sometimes the simple messages are the ones, the healing of the heart, but she did have the potential to go into these deeper areas. And so it's funny in the class, I'd always notice that she was the one that kept the time. She was the one that kept us on track. She, was the really, in a lot of ways, she really excelled above and beyond. And that's when I realized that she just knew from my own activations that she was a Syrian and that she was a celestial creator. That's was her last planet. I just know things after my activations, little handy things like that. And so her traits were similar to mine. And those of you watching, you might be interested in this because we talk about Pleiadians and Arcturians all day long, sometimes even the Andromedans, but we never talk about the Sirians, which a lot of us are from Sirius. That was our last planet that we were here. And it made me laugh because I could see a lot of her and me. She was to the point. She was detailed. She didn't miss anything. And there were so many things that I was like, oh boy, that's and very task oriented. I was like, okay, she's a Syrian. And so she made me laugh. I really saw her inner beauty. And I think it was even, which really was a surprise to me, but you came to my mediumship demonstration online and your NDE started coming out there, which I did not expect that. But, hey, God puts together all the things that you need to hear. So, I'm just a vessel. Other people are, God works through people differently. So maybe we met in that way. I saw you're incredibly capable. You used to be, you had, a TV host, as well as a professional athlete. And I still see that in you. So you had this accident. You want to start, because I've had 6 near-death experiences. And I don't know if you even talked about it that much before me, because, that's kind of my thing that people know about me. I've had 6. That's sort of on my, business card, 6-time near-death experiencer. So was I the first person you came out to about this really publicly?
No, but you're really the first person
Okay,
to.
well, I feel hurt now.
You're, you're, it wasn't so much publicly. I was starting to learn how to do inspirational speaking because I lost my voice in the bike crash because I had head, neck, spinal injuries, and my head literally shifted off my spine. And I
God
woke
bless you.
up.
You're a miracle, really, to be here. You're a miracle.
Wow. Well, it takes one to know one. Huh? Um, and I woke up several days later and found out I couldn't talk anymore. And I was hosting a TV show. I was a world-class athlete. I was being groomed by the national cycling team to compete in the Tour de France. And in a split second, with crashing into that car, my life as I knew it ended. And it was such an incredible shock. I thought my voice was just laryngitis, but no, it was gone. And so I did so many things to start to bring it back. But with a near death experience, with being transported to another realm where I met my higher self, who interestingly looked like a classmate from high school. And I always knew there was something unusual about her. In high school, when I would see her, I couldn't help but stare at her. And I'd go like, there's something about her, but I can't put my finger about it. And then in the near-death experience, she came to me to tell me who I really was, where I was from, and that I was going to be helping the world to become awakened and to help the star seeds, the light workers, the empaths, the angelics, to help humanity to ascend.
Yes.
And they were telling me it was going to be a very difficult time. And and they showed me things, and I hope this is a bad dream. I hope this isn't happening. And sure enough, when COVID happened, that's true. So get prepared.
And then that same woman that I described as your colleague came through because there were several people there at the medium demonstration, and I described her, and she came through validating what you saw, which I didn't know that, and that was a validation for you. Isn't that cool to let you know that you really saw her because she's one of your guides because she was very she had a lot on the ball and very smart and she had an edge like you did. And I, because remember when she came through, I said she's almost like a competitor, but she's your guide. She's one of your guides helping you. Isn't that odd?
Yes. Well, she and I were part of a synchronized swim team.
I didn't know she was in that.
Yes.
Really?
And what's so incredible about you, Tamara, no psychic, no medium, nobody ever brought something so esoteric through because she was dead.
Well, yeah, she was dead. But see, I've been dead and they like me because I was dead for a couple hours. So I was spirit. They like me. I like them. They know that I'm going to be do right by them. My husband always says, "You always go with spirit." And I'm like, I do. If the human argues, I'm like, I'm going with the spirit person. But
And
that was amazing because it makes you question a lot because you think here is someone you knew, but not really. I mean, you weren't even really, you were friendly, but you weren't even friends, were you?
no,
I mean, that's so, and it makes you question like all these people in your life that, they're fine, but they're, not really that close to you. You wonder, even them, you both have an impact in each other's lives.
yeah. And what was interesting, I've never had an experience to meet her. But when I found out she had passed, and it was in a sad way, I was really affected. And I'm thinking, why do I, there is some connection I have with her, even though we didn't talk very much. We were just part of the same swim club, but the when you started to talk to her at your mediumship evening, I didn't know who you were talking about, but you said it was for me. And I said, I don't know. And you were about to go to another person that was there.
Well, look, I was trying. I was pushing her on you because she didn't want to go, and I kept trying. I did. But I was like, well, I can't. I can't make you take this. But I knew it was for you. But it was. I guess because it was so. We were expecting our close relatives or friends that it was so random.
But I said, okay, think, Deirdre, because I trust you, Tamara. And so I think, who would this be that says these things? And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I go, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, that was wild, and thank you for letting me continue on. 'Cause I kept telling you, I said, "I'm really good. I know you've been to some well-known other people," but I said, "No, I'm really good." You're like, you're later on, you go, "You are." I said, "I tried to tell you that." But you trusted the process because it was coming through. So it was coming through. I mean, they wouldn't lay off, but that's beautiful. That was the same person that you had worked with and with the swimming, and that they were there for you and admired you from a distance because you were competitive too and you were very accomplished. And so that's really, it's sweet and loving to know that's one of your guides, and that it's funny that was the connection you felt early on, because we're, as multidimensional beings, bringing back to the conference, and I want to talk about that, is that, past, right now, future, as far as a multidimensional being, we're all those things. And when a lot of people lately, and by the way, I just want to throw this out there, a lot of the people have come to me and said this lately, about three or four, if not more, that because of these ascension after effects, that one of them is that people are getting just random childhood stuff show up, and it just feels like yesterday, and then they're getting stuff that's just coming like deja vu, and it's because our timelines are collapsing into one. So our familiarity or our love for someone maybe has not manifested as for what it is yet, but I think this is a perfect example. You noticed early on what's up with that person, and then here, and I think it's a beautiful testament to life in these altered states. I mean, a near-death experience is an altered state, and in these altered states where you're just a soul, who's going to come forward, and the fact you allowed that to happen, because it really does take the sitter, the medium, and the spirit person. So, and you're also very you're gifted. I mean, you have a natural way, but I'm sure that near death experience, anytime you have these, enhance that. Not to say you didn't have it before, but definitely enhances the benefit you get, especially to the degree of the NDE you have. It's something you pop out quick, but the more dramatic, like you had a very dramatic event. This is the benefit. This is the added cherry on top that you get. So since I've known you, you have expressed about wanting to help and be of service, and also this combination of star seeds, the divine realms, the angelics. And so tell everyone about this conference you're putting together. And I know it's taken a lot of passion and focus to make this happen. This is your first. Everybody support Deirdre, because it's going to be great. Because I've been with her how many weeks? It was like 3 months. It was a long time. And
Yeah.
I've been, and you do what you say you're going to do. She's a professional. It's going to be great. So, and I'm one of the speakers there, but tell us how all this came about.
Um, well, Spirit kept telling me you're supposed to start a spiritual business. You're supposed to start coming forward. And I was scared because I was well known when my bike crash happened and I lost everything. So I was scared to come forward. So I had to do a tremendous amount of personal growth work to release those fears. And Spirit recently said to me, the time is now.
Oh,
You start the spiritual business. You're here to assist the angelic realm and the star seeds, and to help support them so they can bring their gifts forward to help the people that they're supposed to help, so that we can awaken together and we can ascend to the new earth where there's love and peace and support
yeah.
and creating heaven on earth.
I love it. I'm all for that. So now, when you were, what did you want to accomplish as far as, because I love how you're bringing both together. A lot of people that I've come across, not all of them understand that, they look at angels in the Bible, but they don't really understand that some of these higher level star seed beings are really, they have a celestial angelic vibration. So maybe you can explain some of that so people will understand.
Um, well, first, the whole retreat is about it's about the multidimensional soul. We've lived many lifetimes, and most souls haven't come from just Earth. They have had lifetimes in different solar systems. They've been in the angelic dimensions. There's so many different dimensions. We have all encompassing creator God. So this is to get people's feet, the different speakers that I have curated for the retreat. I have some that specialize in angels, communication with angels, teaching people how to communicate with their angelic guides. And there's people that focus on star seeds. They're from various star systems, and they teach how to recognize if you're a star seed, such as, do you, in your family, did you feel like the odd person out? Or if you're outside, you finally, do you find yourself looking up at the stars and just feeling like you want to go there? And lots of times, star seeds and angelics are very, very empathic. You easily feel what other people are feeling. So
Yeah.
there's also a speaker that's going to be there that teaches about the dark entities. And during this time, a lot of dark entities are trying to prevent us from ascending. So she teaches
Yep.
how to get rid of them and how to protect yourself and how to recognize when they're close and trying to attach to you. So it'll give you a security to know that you have a method to dispel these dark energies and have your full power.
Absolutely. I mean, that's very needed. And how many times did I go over that in that superpowers class? And some people blew me off. I can't help that. That was one of the reasons I personally avoided teaching for 15 years. I have that Academy of Divine Wisdom, and because I thought, oh, if they do something, they're going to, what about if they go screw it up? I don't want it to be on me. And it was funny because Jesus is my main teacher and guide. And he goes, they're already doing that. And I went, oh, well, okay. He said, anything's better than what they're doing. I was like, okay. So he's meaning I tell them, it's on you now. I give you my best and then it's on you. But yeah, it's very important to protect and stay in the divine light and your birthright, because there is a spiritual war that's going on and people feel it, and I think that's important to recognize. A lot of light workers want to poo-poo that off, but I've seen too many things without going down that road, and just don't worry about it. Just stay in that divine presence, and then you can do your spiritual work with a peace of mind. So I'm going to be talking too, but I want to ask you before I tell them what I'm going to be talking about. So which category do you feel I'm in? Which one did you see the most?
Category as far as what?
The angelics or the star seeds? What do you feel about that? Because I am really, I'm really trying to live it. I'm kind of putting myself out there, like you are too.
Yeah. Well, you had the experience of having a halo. you had a halo following you, uh, just like just like Jesus. And
Well, there's a couple things. I think there's states of purity which you can reach if you not how great and good you are, because I'm not perfect or anything like that. I think it's where you surrender to that divine presence and that love. And if it doesn't make sense with the whole God thing, you can bring in Christ because he just feels so good. And, you say, well, Mother Mary, well, yeah, they all work together, all that, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, all that. They're all like a little team. But you can, when you're in that presence, there is a purity that comes forth that can create manifestations like rainbow bodies, halos. But then this is something else. So, one of the things I'm going to be talking about, which is my title is Recalling My Angelic Higher Self, is I stumbled upon years ago that my original soul self was angelic. And that has come up in various ways. I kind of blew it off. Number one, I'd have halos in photographs, and I would just blow that off. And no, I'm not going to go into any too much detail, but it would show up. It showed up in film different ways. And then I'm going to talk about how it came through in a regression and what I learned from that. And hopefully you'll be able to spot if you're like that too, because I can now spot and see people that are also like that. And they also have a range of how, if you want to say frequency or how bright they shine. For example, what's his name? Matt Kahn. He's angelic. I knew it when I met him. I'm like, angelic. He's a different order of the angelics, but they're not all act personality the same. But you can feel it when you're around people that are like that. And it's the starseed aspect of that. I think I will go into that a little bit as well. Not too much, but I've had over 400 hours of past life. Most has been on other planets. But this was the higher level stuff. This is the in between life stuff. And this is where your soul remembers. And this is the people that are watching, that if you have a desire to serve, if you have this, like, you don't know why, but just burning desire, you got to help people, and you just don't know why. And for me, and with the angelics, I get to this, there's this thing that I do, like if I see anything that's dark or demonic, I'm like, I'm a child of the Most High, stand back. Like I get into this old angely Michael thing. It's because I serve God. And so I get into this thing, and people have seen it, and even they're just like, wow, it's powerful. Because think about it. Imagine all the archangels. Not, that's a different class and different what have you, but imagine they can all do similar things. They have specialties. They can all do the similar things, but they all do what? They represent the divine source of all things. And I think it's taking that ownership. So, but it's something I go into like this thing, and people think, oh, what's that? But people that are angelics, I know another, Peter Teba. You've met him. He does that. And we laugh because we just do it. I can't, you haven't seen me do it yet, but I can't. It's like this thing that I do. I'm like, stand down. God is present. You're like, what are you doing? And so it's just a thing. But those of you that are watching that are similar to that, why am I like that? And I want to bring righteousness to it and love, is because you are a servant of the Most High. And here we are. And now we have this conference. So what can people expect from this? Is a free conference, and I'm going to put the link below. It's also below in the description. And I'm going to put it right here. There you go. It's really long. So don't worry if you don't want to type it all in. You can go below, and there will be the description there. So, and it's free. It's 100% free.
yeah.
And I want you to support Deirdre because it's going to be great. You've got how many speakers so far? 8 speakers so far, right? It's a good number. And so you're going to get wisdom nuggets from all these different angelic starseed beings that are going to be bringing their message and their practice to you. And I think it's going to turn on a lot of people's memory and help them recall their mission, why they're here. And you're really giving an invitation for people to come out and play and to join us and be a part of your soul community. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. Plus, each speaker is going to offer a free gift.
Okay.
So 8 speakers, 8 free gifts, and it's from courses to meditations to all kinds of different free gifts. So it's
Yeah. Right.
you're going to be able to have some things for you to further look at to develop yourself.
Well, I mean, it's free, and then you're going to get free gifts. So right there, I mean, you're putting, you're giving out, and so sometimes we just need to say thank you for the gift, and then we can, reciprocate later. But I mean, this is a gift for those that are really dealing with this topic and trying to understand what all this means. And the way that I look at it, maybe this is a simple way to look at it, but let's say if we were to agree there's duality in this world, we might want to consider it in the far one end, far in the other, extreme purity, extreme evil, let's say. And we're here on this planet to have this duality, this experience to learn. But if that were the case, where you have evil in people and then evil whatever, would God not have his, you might say, angels, his, that spirit or Holy Spirit, but then would he not, if there's, let's just take it here, if there are even in people that are possessed, I'm just going to be honest, hey, I've met a few, that would he not have people that are not possessed, but are ordained by God to blend with the human body to be here? Now, I would say yes, God has his army of people, and he has his army of his spiritual people, but he also has people here too, because there's always the other end of things. So of course that makes sense, and you never know. I feel like a lot of people that are working that are angelic hybrids, many don't know, because think about it, if they knew, that might kind of mess up their job. But then after a while, sometimes people go, I thought so, I kind of felt so. And yeah, because then if the whole point is a secret, if you're not supposed to know. But near-death experiencers, I found quite a few, like yourself, myself. There's some others that even Brooke Grove I had on this channel. I said, "You're Palladian, but you're an angelic." She goes, "Oh, how do you know?" I said, "How do you think I know?" And then she started laughing. I said, "Well, when you're ready, come on the channel." And she did. But there's many out there, and they know. I've told several, and they know, but they don't tell anyone, if that makes sense. So you might be one of those people, because that's how perfect God is. God's going to balance the odds. He's going to balance the scale. Okay. Spoiler alert, God wins. So all of you angel need to sign up for Deirdre's event. You can see it all below. Find out which one you are. And then I'm going to leave you the last word, Deirdre, to speak to the people watching about this event and why it's so important.
Everybody, come expand your mind, expand your horizons. You might find that you're something very, very special. And come and learn. It's really quite fun, because the frequency with the speakers that I've chosen is going to be very high. And November 14th it starts, and all the speaker videos are going to be live. And then we have 3 days of replays. So it's going to be the 14th through the 17th. And we have something planned to do a launch party before it happens. So,
well, you just need to sign up below. And I think it's very gracious of you doing this for free. And this is your first big venture. And look, maybe this will inspire others to do their own thing. Or maybe you'll do many more of these, Deirdre, and then people can connect with you to do that. as you're finding out this is a lot of work, but it's going to be so empowering, not only to others but to you too, because you're stepping back out. And I think it's you're this is what you're doing. You're being a role model example. And I tell people that it didn't have to be perfect. Just get out there, just do your next step, whatever that is. And if we all did that, we're all helping this world to be better. I mean, we really need that more than ever, because we're trying to go through this. We just skipped timelines. It just happened recently. Oh, what event could have been that? But just recently. And so now we're on this other timeline where we're trying to be in a more a higher vibration. And so it's important that we try to act spiritually mature and love each other a little bit more. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Tamara. Thank you so much for your teachings, for your compassionate, loving self, and for your gifts, and for having me here today to share this new happening that I hope lots of people come to.
Well, with that, congratulations on your first thing. Everybody take advantage of it. You have the information down below. It's going to be terrific. And I can't wait to see all the wonderful things that you're going to do. And thank you for letting me have you here today. Everybody sign up below and be a part of this fantastic event, November 14th through the 17th. It's free. Tell your friends, share. And I hope to see you there, because I'm going to be revealing some things I haven't revealed before. So much love to you, Deirdre. And I'm very excited for your new venture.
Yay!
Yay! Woohoo! Bye, everybody.
Bye.